Welcome to the DO Boxing Show. I'm your host, Dameon Okposio. Thanks for tuning into another episode. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the business of boxing and business in general. Lately, a few people have asked me about monetizing when it comes to social media, building their brand, building business, and how and when to go about making money or getting advertising. This is the thing that I'll say, and this is just me, Dameon Okposio, speaking from my own personal experience. When is it time to monetize things? When is it time to go for sponsorships? When is it time to try and make money for what you're doing? This is my own personal philosophy that I've utilized and built myself with. So first off, most of the people that know me know my background. I grew up in Toronto, born in Toronto, grew up in government housing. My mother worked a job that she didn't make much money at, and my father was basically what you call a career student. He went to York University, got multiple degrees, massive student debt, and I grew up in what some people would describe as an abusive household. I ended up running away from home at 10 years old, and I grew up in Catholic Children's Aid, moved around from group home to group home, foster home to foster home, and at 16, moved out on my own. Never been on assistance, always worked. Two part-time jobs, 3 part-time jobs at a time, and started boxing and boxed while I worked 2 part-time jobs. I had a fight when I fought Teddy Newell from Unitas Boxing Gym. I was working security job. I worked overnight 12 hours and then went to the community center and took a nap until my fight, did my weigh-ins and took a nap until my fight came up. So I've always worked, and I consider myself a self-made person. And when it comes to business and making things happen, I've always been a firm believer in investing in yourself and to make your dreams happen, especially if you're not able or fortunate enough to get financing, loans, or anything like that. I've tried for Trillium grants in the past. I was unsuccessful. I've never received a grant in my life. I've gotten a couple scholarships just for different things that I've done. And I've gotten advertising basically here and there. I've been fortunate enough to have good sponsors along the way, and that definitely takes time to develop and acquire. So the advice that I would give people is, you need to go for sponsorship right from the get-go. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of volunteering, and a lot of my paid opportunities have come from volunteering, but it doesn't hurt to try and raise money either through crowdfunding, sponsorship, GoFundMe, or just going out and just networking with people and selling your services and selling what it is that you do. So for me, I'm a firm believer in volunteering and giving of your time and doing things for free, because you need to do that to prove yourself to people. But I also believe in, if you're able to make money, then why not do that? So why not fundraise? Why not, as an example, one example that I would give for a friend of mine that runs a very successful channel and is looking for funding, Unpeeled. It's a great show. I've been on it before. They do great interviews, funny interviews, and he covers a wide variety of different topics, from rock talk with Bert Hawk to the GI Pro, Mr. Tudnip, which that was the show that I was on. So he does a lot of great things, and sometimes one way might be just having a party, having a party where people can make donations at that party, do something fun. But regardless of whichever way you go, there's going to be work involved. Where a young athlete that I like to support, and I've spoken to many times, Blake Loxton. He had a fundraiser at Boston Pizza recently. I wish I could have been there, but I was working. But again, now that he is putting on events, he sees the work that's involved in it, and it doesn't matter whether you're going to be crowdfunding, raising money through GoFundMe, fundraising, selling advertising, selling sponsorship. It's all going to be work. It's all going to be work. And the people that have done those things see any of those things. Even when it comes to crowdfunding or GoFundMe, you have to have a page that works. You have to have a page that's engaging. You have to have a message that's strong enough and resonates with people that they're going to want to give. And the other thing that you have to be prepared for is just backlash. And one of those things. It's one of those things in business that's normal. You should expect it, and it shouldn't deter you from what you're going to do. I have a GoFundMe page for the Ontario Boxing Hall of Fame. And the reason I started is because the Ontario Boxing Hall of Fame is something I want to bring forward to the public. So a lot of the displays, a lot of the things that are going to be in the Hall of Fame are going to be shown to the general public. I haven't received any money from the GoFundMe page. I think it's been up for about a year so far. So there's one $25 donation, and that was me testing the GoFundMe page. So I know that it may be, number one, the way my GoFundMe page is, it's not that active. It may not be appealing or as appealing as other successful GoFundMe pages. And everything is basically trial and error. So I have a lot of success, or a lot more success, getting sponsorship, especially when I can sit down and meet with someone and give them my portfolio, an overview of what I've done, show them my magazine, show them a lot of the different things that I've done. And usually I've been very successful in getting sponsorship, or when I do my fundraising events, the vast majority of them are successful as well. So I focus a lot of my energy and attention to those things. But again, to end off this episode, I believe that you have to try a multitude of different things. It's always good to have multiple strategies to execute. I think you should execute them right from the beginning. I think you shouldn't be afraid to give of your time for free also, to let people see what you're doing. And there's nothing wrong with asking. Everything is in the ask. You ask, the worst that can happen is you get a no. But everybody understands that in order to grow, in order to progress, and I'm going to speak just for us here in North America, you need a lot of time, the financing to make things happen. You can make a lot of things happen for free, but you also need financing. So people understand the concept of things need to be sold. Just people don't like to necessarily feel that they're always being sold. But people also understand that it's a necessary part of doing business. Business can't run without an income and capital coming into it. So if you need any more specific answers, remember you can always contact me, especially when it comes to boxing specific questions as well. You can contact me through Twitter at DOKPOSIO, through email okposio@hotmail.com, and don't forget to subscribe through YouTube to get every episode of the DO Boxing Show. I do consulting. It's $50 an hour, but you can catch every episode of the DO Boxing Show and get a lot of general information just for free. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and we'll catch you on the next one.